My name is Andrew.
Hey guys, I'm Suzanne.
And this is the Culips English Podcast. Hello and welcome to Catchword, the series from Culips that teaches you idioms, phrasal verbs, and expressions to help you sound more natural and fluent in English. Today, I am here with my co-host, Suzanne. Hello, Suzanne. How's it going?
Hey, Andrew and listeners. I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. I hope you guys are all doing well too. Before we get started with today's episode, Andrew and I want to give a quick shout out to our Culips members.
Yes, thank you to all the amazing members out there for your support, everyone. Guys, the reason why we want to give a shout out to our members is because they support us and allow us to make lessons for you guys each and every week. And without the support of our Culips members, Culips wouldn't exist at all. So thank you so much to all our members out there. And I just wanted to explain why being a member is a good thing. What are the benefits of Culips membership? So when you're a member, you will get access to a lot of great benefits, like our weekly speaking classes, ad-free audio, so you don't have to listen to little promotions like this. You can get right to the lesson. We have interactive transcripts, helpful study guides, bonus content, and even access to our members-only series, the Fluency Files.
That is so much good stuff, Andrew. So guys, if you're interested in becoming a member and getting access to all of these great resources, it's simple. Just visit culips.com and sign up.
Okay, so Suzanne, we've got two very useful expressions to teach everyone today, and they are perfect for describing something that is what you need or what suits you perfectly in the moment. Okay, so if you need something and you get that thing that is just a perfect fit for you or suits you perfectly in the moment, then you can use these two expressions. So they are exactly what the doctor ordered and just the ticket. Or when we say it quickly, and we'll explain the pronunciation a little later, but when we say it quickly, it sounds like just the ticket.
Yeah, these are both such great expressions for when something is just right, or it's exactly what you need. All right, so let's get started with exactly what the doctor ordered.
All right, so our first key expression for today, as you mentioned, Suzanne, is exactly what the doctor ordered. And I have a feeling this is maybe one of those expressions that, guys, when you hear it, you can sort of understand what it means, but maybe it's not one of those expressions that you would think of saying, because it kind of is like, I don't know if you would think of this on your own. It's one of those expressions that you have to hear and understand how English speakers use it, but then you'll be able to apply it and use it in your own speaking going forward as well. So we hope here that we can introduce this expression to you, and then you can use it in your own English speaking in the future in a natural way. So Suzanne, let's start with a definition. Could you tell us, what does it mean? What does exactly what the doctor ordered mean?
Yeah, I really love this expression because it's perfect for those situations when you receive something that is exactly what you need to bring you like comfort, to make you feel good, something that's going to make you feel healthy, or something that's going to make you feel cared for or better than your state was before. It's kind of like a prescription, quote unquote, for feeling good.
Let's think of the medical side of things for a moment, because the expression does have that word doctor, right? So if you go to the doctor, you're sick, you have a cold or a flu, the doctor is going to write you a prescription for some medicine, and usually you need that prescription because the medicine is maybe strong or powerful, and you can't just buy it on your own. You need to have that note from the doctor that says you are sick and you can safely take a prescribed amount, a recommended amount by the doctor of that medicine to cure you and to heal you. And so, yeah, that is what the doctor orders, right? The doctor orders you to take that medicine. And as a result of taking that medicine, you will feel good. So we use this metaphor, this imagery in many different situations in our real life. Like, Suzanne, maybe you felt really cold. You were outside in one of those Montreal winters, walking home or something, right? And you come home and you're freezing cold. And as you walk in the door, your husband gives you a nice cup of tea, right? To warm you up. And you would say, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. This is exactly what I need in this moment to warm me up and to make me feel like not an ice cube anymore.
Exactly. And, what's great is if you look at it in the literal sense, like you said, the doctor prescribes the exact medication that is needed to help you feel good and to help you feel better for that ailment that you might have. And then when we use it in the metaphorical sense, it's like that perfect thing that is going to quote unquote cure whatever is going on for you, right? So if you've been having stress and you get a massage, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. A good massage, right? Or a really nice vacation. This vacation is exactly what the doctor ordered. So it's really caring for the thing that you needed to get fixed, that you needed to be cared for, and it's helping that thing feel good.
Yeah, that's a great point. So this expression is usually used when we're talking about receiving something or getting something that brings you, as you mentioned earlier, Suzanne, comfort or relief or relaxation or happiness, right? It's like one of these things. You wouldn't say it if something brought you stress, right? If you are in a fender bender on your way to work, you wouldn't say, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. So it's when we get something that brings us comfort or relaxation or happiness, not something that brings us stress. So I think that's a good definition. And everyone, I hope that you perfectly understand this expression now. But if you don't, then that's okay, because we're going to give a couple of conversation examples that will help illustrate how native speakers use this expression in their everyday lives. And we'll listen to the first one now. Here we go. After that long week at work, I think I need a spa day.
Ooh, sounds like exactly what the doctor ordered. You'll come back feeling like a new person.
I hope so. I really need to relax. Okay, Suzanne, let's break down this mini conversation that we heard. And it sounds like we heard like almost two coworkers talking about their long week at work. And one of the coworkers, he said he needs a spa day. He needs to go to the spa, maybe get a massage or hit up the sauna, spend some time in the sauna, spend some time relaxing at the spa. And his coworker responded like, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. That sounds exactly like what the doctor ordered, right? Meaning, I think that's a really good idea for you. If you do that, then you will feel much more relaxed. And actually, I like that expression, that response that the coworker said. You'll come back feeling like a new person, right? You'll feel brand new, just like a new baby again. Let's listen to second example conversation now.
I made some hot soup and tea. You want some?
That would be perfect. With this cold I have, that sounds like exactly what the doctor ordered.
Perfect. I'll get it ready for you.
Okay, Suzanne, what did we hear in this conversation? Could you break it down for us?
Yeah, I don't know if this is like a husband and wife or friends, or could be like a grandma, always making some nice tea and soup for the grandson. But yeah, so, this hot soup and tea, this like nourishing food items is like perfect, right? For this person's cold and who knows what else, maybe runny nose and all that. So it's like the perfect home remedy. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. It's going to make that person hopefully wake up the next day and not have any cold symptoms.
Exactly. So in that conversation that we just heard, right? Let's say it's a grandma and a grandson. Suzanne, I like that imagery. The grandma asks, would you like some hot soup and hot tea? And the grandson says, yeah, that sounds like exactly what the doctor ordered. Okay, that's a more advanced expression, right? The grandson could just say, oh, yes, please, or that would be perfect. But there are these levels of fluency and levels of our expressiveness when speaking English. So although you can communicate that same idea just by saying yes, right? Like the grandma asks, would you like some soup? Yes, right? That would be a very basic way to respond, but we can up the level of our fluency, up the level of our expressiveness using English by using one of these more advanced expressions. Like that sounds like exactly what the doctor ordered. So yeah, a very nice example of that right here in this conversation.
Just to add one thing, it shows like a little more relief and gratitude as opposed to it just being like, oh, yes, please. It's like, oh, yes, that would be great, right? There's a kind of a relief and, oh, yes, thank you. Like, oh, that's perfect. There's a gratitude that also, and a joy that kind of comes with this expression that isn't just your average, oh, okay, yeah, thanks. It's like, oh, yeah, that's going to hit perfectly the deficiency that I have. That's going to fill it. Thank you.
It's going to heal me, right? It's that medical imagery. You're going to be healed, cured, and feel better going forward. So that's a great point. There is more nuance to using an expression like this than just saying yes or okay, or that's perfect, right? There's that extra nuance. Well said, well said. All right, let's move on to our second key expression for this episode, which is just the ticket. Just the ticket. And as I mentioned, this expression has a unique pronunciation when we say it quickly. When we say it quickly, we say just the ticket, just the ticket. And before we talk about the meaning, Suzanne, why don't we explain the pronunciation since we're talking about it right now? Could you break it down for us? Why do we say it like that? Why do we delete that T sound in just when we say it quickly? And we switch just to just.
Yeah, it's common to delete a T or a K as well after an S at the end of a word, especially if the next word is going to start with more consonants. So basically, it's just like, say you're going down a slide and you have one person go down and they get stuck. And then another person goes down and they like boom, bump right into them. And then you have two more people that boom, bump. And then you have four people just like bump, bump, bump. And then it's going to like kind of push everybody and fall. And it kind of creates like a traffic jam. And so what happens is when you have so many consonant sounds together, like S, T, TH, just the, there's a lot of movement that has to happen in a quick amount of time with the tongue. And most native speakers actually just get a little bit lazy and skip the T and go right into the TH. Because the truth is, there's not a word in English that is making it confusing. For example, just and just, there's no other word that's just, right? So if you delete the T, everyone will know that you're saying the word just the ticket. It's the same thing like ask them. You don't have to say ask them. You can say ask them, just ask them. And it's basically just the fact that we have this kind of consonant jam, and then we aren't going to be changing the meaning if we delete one of the consonants in order to make it easier for our tongue to move quickly into the next word. So this happens often, right? Like in the word sandwich, you don't always say sandwich. You might say sandwich, because you have an N, you have a D, and then you have a W. It's a lot of consonants all in one moment. So it's okay sometimes to delete certain sounds.
So Suzanne, could we assume that this will be every time we pronounce these two words, not just in this expression, just the ticket, but anytime we have just and the together, will we always say just the?
Pretty much. I mean, it is probably going to depend on the context and your emotional state. For example, if someone's like, but wait, I thought you wanted that. No, just the ticket, not whatever. I don't need you to take everything out of my bag, just the ticket, right? So maybe you're over pronouncing it, over articulating it because you want to spell it out for someone. You want to really make sure they understand what you're saying because they're confused or you're angry for whatever reason that you're adding articulation. So in that case, you will say the T, but most of the time, I would say you would say just the. No, just the onions. Just the onions. You know, if you're giving someone directions about making a sandwich. No, just the tomatoes. Just the tomatoes.
Perfect. And to mention the other article that we use just with often is a, right? The letter A, which when we say it is a. When you use just with that article, a, then we say just ta, right? Just a moment, just a second.
Yeah, you do say the T, just a second. Yeah.
Yeah. So be careful with this word just and the articles in English, guys. They have some unique pronunciations when we use it with the or a. It's going to be either the T sound is deleted in the case of the, or it's going to be pronounced with the a to make a ta sound when you use it with the word a. Okay, so just da. So a little extra mini pronunciation lesson embedded in this catchword episode. But now, Suzanne, we should talk about the meaning of this key expression, which is just the ticket, just the ticket. So could you break it down for us? Could you tell us what does this mean exactly?
Yeah, it really also means something that is exactly what you want or you need in that moment. Now, just what the doctor ordered is usually a little bit more geared toward like caring for yourself, whereas just the ticket is a little bit more casual. You can use this in a broader sense in many different contexts when you find the thing that you need or want and it fits just right. It's just the ticket.
Yeah. So for example, Suzanne, pretend I'm walking down the street in Montreal. Okay. Maybe I'm trying to go downtown and suddenly you are just driving your car down the street and you see me walking on the sidewalk. So you roll down your window and you say, "Hey, Andrew, what's up?" And I say, "Oh, I'm just heading downtown. How about you? How are you?" You say, "Oh, actually, I'm driving downtown right now. Do you need a ride?" I could say, "Oh, that'd be just the ticket. That'd be perfect. I don't have to take the subway. I don't have to take the bus. I don't have to walk. I can ride with my buddy Suzanne. That would be perfect. That would be just the ticket." So in that kind of situation, something happens or we get something or there's some kind of spontaneous thing that happens to us and it's perfect and exactly what we need in that moment. In that situation, we could say, "That's just the ticket." And to be honest with you guys, I don't know exactly the origin of why we started using this idiomatic expression, just the ticket. But to me, I think it's like the ticket that I need to do something, right? If I want to ride a train, then I need a ticket to ride that train. Or if I want to go to an amusement park, I need a ticket to enter that amusement park. And when I have that ticket, then I can achieve my goal. I can do what I want. I feel good. And so, yeah, if something is just the ticket, it's like the credential that you need in order to feel good. At least that's how I think of it. That's the mental imagery that happens in my mind when I think of this idiom. Well, Suzanne, I think that's enough explanation about the pronunciation and the meaning. Why don't we give a couple of example conversations to our listeners so that they can hear how we'd use this in a natural conversation-like setting. So we'll listen to the first example now. Here we go. I want to do something fun this weekend. Do you have any ideas? What should I do?
Well, how about going to the amusement park? That could be just the ticket.
That's exactly what I need. Some fun and excitement. Let's break this example conversation down. Suzanne, in this one, we hear a couple of friends talking about some weekend plans, what to do, and one friend suggests going to an amusement park and says that could be just the ticket, meaning like that might be exactly what you need. That might be a perfect fit for you, and just kind of throwing that suggestion out there. So that's just exactly what that person was wanting. That suggestion was a great suggestion for him. And so he says, yeah, that is just the ticket. That's exactly what I need. Okay, Suzanne, let's listen to another conversation example, and we can do that now. Here we go.
You know, I found this little cafe with live jazz. Want to check it out?
Wow, that sounds like just the ticket. I'd love to do that.
Great. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Suzanne, that does sound like just the ticket. A nice, cute little cafe with live jazz music.
I'm there. I'm so there.
Right? So in both of these examples, we heard them used in kind of suggestive situations, right? Like, I don't know what to do. Do you have any suggestions for me? How should I spend my weekend? And it's like, oh, how about an amusement park? That could be just the ticket, right? You're suggesting something, some idea, some activity to someone else. You could use it in that kind of situation. And also we can use it in a response, right? Somebody invites us to do something and we're saying, oh, that's perfect. Like, Suzanne, you're like, I found this cafe. It's got jazz music. Want to check it out? That's just the ticket. Okay, that's perfect for me. I think we use it often in these kinds of situations, making suggestions or responding like, yeah, that's a good fit. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's like you identify a need and a want, and the other person makes a suggestion. Exactly. And that fits that need exactly. It fits it perfectly.
Well, everyone, I think that will bring us to the end of this episode for today. Thank you for joining us. We hope that this lesson, where we taught you these two expressions, exactly what the doctor ordered and just the ticket, help you to sound more natural and fluent in your future English conversations, and also help you to understand English a little bit better, maybe when you're speaking with other English speakers or watching Netflix or that kind of thing going forward.
And if you want some extra practice, you can head over to our Discord server. You can leave some example sentences using today's expressions and get feedback from other members and even from us. You'll find the link to join for free in the description for this episode.
Yeah, it's a great way to get comfortable using these expressions and to connect with other English learners and Culips listeners from around the world. So we look forward to hearing from you on our Discord server. And guys, remember, if you're looking to take your English skills to the next level, then becoming a Culips member will give you access to all of our learning tools, our weekly conversation classes, bonus content, and much more. Sign up today by visiting our website, culips.com.
Take care, everyone, and we'll talk to you in the next episode.